We are live. Here we go. Okay,
All
so
right.
if there's any questions that do come up, I will let you know. But I just
Okay.
want to double check our page just to make sure we're there.
All right.
If it'll let me. All right. You know what? We're just going to go ahead. Okay, we're just going to go ahead and get started. So I am so excited to have Terra Cribbs, our new director, on with me tonight. This is so fun.
It is.
Yeah, I'm so excited. And congratulations on
Thank you.
director. I love your
Wow.
pictures with your boots and all that kind of stuff. You did great pictures.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah, this was actually a little bit of a surprise, when that happened. What was it? May? Was it May? Yeah, May.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so but I'll take it,
No kidding. It's
Yes,
so
ma'am.
exciting. Well, let me just tell everybody you joined Pink Zebra in December of 2012,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And we
Yes.
want to hear a little bit about your backstory. So tell us, like, why did you join? What attracted you to Pink Zebra?
Okay, yeah, I'd be happy to. So yeah, so the way this actually came about, again, it was kind of serendipitous, just for like a lot of us. A girlfriend of mine kind of, invited me over for, a little get together, and her sister-in-law was there. And she had her product sitting out, and at the time I really wasn't looking for anything. And so from there, she just kind of threw it out there, would I like to join the company? And I told her, nah, and left it at that. And well, just like we're supposed, like kind of like what we've been trained to do. She nailed it. She called me back 2 weeks later. They say what the fortune is in the follow up.
Right.
And she just called me and said, "Hey, Tara, I know you didn't want to join, and that's fine, but would you at least support me with an order?" So I told her I would. I had no idea what I was ordering. I just look. It was just a way to support a friend,
Right.
and that was all it was. From there, my product came, and I think I actually bought the stress relief,
Oh,
and I was just blown away, by the branding. And at the time, I was actually a social media. I just started my own business in social media marketing. I was actually helping business owners brand themselves on Facebook.
oh wow.
And I had connected with a friend that I had just met on Facebook. He lives in Dubai, and he would do all of the graphic designs for my clients. And I was the voice behind their brand on Facebook or on Twitter. I mean, I had celebrity accounts, I had business owner accounts, and I was basically doing that on the side. I'm a full-time librarian as well, so that's my career. But I've always dibbled and dabbled in so many other side businesses. And I mean, my friends will tell you, Tara's always coming up with something, or, she's always trying new things, new ways to make money, and just live my passion through these dreams that I would just create. And so then anyway, so then when I saw the branding of Pink Zebra, I knew there was something uniquely special about that company, from the way the packaging came to, the uniqueness of the little sprinkles. And at the time, I really wasn't a heavy candle user at all. Again, I just bought it just to help her, with her goal. And then, I got to thinking, I said, I may not be a heavy candles user, but I bet you, there are a lot of people that I know. Mm-hmm. And then from there, things just kind of got out of hand, and I joined right before Christmas, 2012. And I mean, I can continue on. I mean, I don't know.
Well, yeah. So tell me, so you got started, like, when did you realize that you loved this business? When did you decide you really wanted to make it a business and start to promote and all of that good stuff?
Okay, well, great. Well, immediately, actually. I'd actually told my sponsor, I said, well, look, if I do this, I want to do it my way. But if I'm going to go big, if I'm going to go hard, I'm going to go big. I mean, I'm the kind of person where if I see the vision, if I'm drawn to it, then I'm going to make a run for it. And and at the time I really wasn't big on just sales. I knew I had a goal in mind. I knew I wanted to make at least $2,000 a month. I remember saying that clearly to everyone that I met. And I understood the power of residual income. I knew that. I had that part down. I understood the whole network marketing side of businesses like this. But selling individual candle jars wasn't in my game plan. So I knew if I wanted to make that kind of money, that I would need to build a team. And I would need to touch as many people as I possibly could in the time frame that I said I would give this company a chance. So for me, it was a full year. I said, I'll give it a year. 1 year I will put my social media marketing business to the side, because again, understand this. I knew the power of residual income. So if I wanted to make that kind of money, what's the word I'm trying to say? It's, it has to be bigger than you. Me out here marketing my own brand wasn't going to get me there fast enough. Right. So I knew if I recruited that I would eventually get a little bit of everybody's, piece of the pie, and that would get me to where I wanted to ultimately be, if that makes sense.
It
so I didn't waste any time recruiting.
Now, let me ask you a question. Did you know a little bit about direct sales then when you first got into it? Did you know that all about building a team and all of that kind of thing?
Yeah, great question. I had zero direct selling experience. I never sold Mary Kay or Abe. I never even been to a direct sales party or anything like that. That just wasn't what I liked. Sure. But I've dabbled and dabbled in network marketing. You know how like a friend will call you and say, hey, I'm selling these energy drinks, or I'm selling, these, like prepaid legal insurance, or, it wasn't necessarily so much about the product per se. It was always truly about how many people you could sponsor.
Right.
Now, although at the time, I would join these things just to help a friend, maybe just to be a person in their,
Sure.
You know what? Oh, shucks. Okay. Doggone it. All right. So I'm going to have to hold on 1 second. My battery is running faster than I thought. Okay.
Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah. I don't want to disconnect. So give me a minute, y'all. Yeah. Can you fill it in for me?
Absolutely. In fact, while she's doing that, if you have any questions that you want to ask Terra, if you'll put them in the little, in the notes, and I will ask her whatever questions you have. So feel free to do that. Yeah, we have a whole bunch of people that have just commented hello and hi, ladies. Hello. We've got quite a few people on, so that's awesome. In fact, while you're doing, what a pretty living room. Is that your living room? I'm sorry. I feel like I'm invading your space.
There we go.
It's beautiful. I love the colors.
Oh my God, thank you.
I love it.
Yeah, I just moved here 8 months ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I have to say it's directly because of Pink Zebra.
So let's go back for a second.
Yeah.
You said
we go back.
When you first joined and you said, I'm going to give it a year.
Yeah.
What happened at that year mark that made you say either this is working or I'm going to keep trying? Like what happened at the end of that year?
Great question. I was like recruiting like crazy. In my year, I sponsored like 50 people. And like I told you earlier, I have not ever been in direct, like never been to a party before. And I told Robin, I said, look, if I do this, do I have to do parties? Because that's not, no. So I jumped off doing events. I had never really done a vendor event before, but I knew that for me anyway, that probably would be the fastest way that I can get exposure.
Right.
Would be if I set up somewhere and just got really consistent. I'm still working full time, and of course I got my dog with me. I don't have any children, and I'm single, so I didn't really have too many people in my ear, trying to distract me and things like that.
Right.
Yeah. So I just went to work. I was literally doing 10 to 15 events a month.
Wow.
for a year straight. It was crazy. I mean,
Were
I was
you doing
just all over
big
Atlanta.
events?
Yeah,
Wow.
small networking events.
Okay.
Yeah, just yeah, pretty much small to meet. I didn't do any fairs. I didn't do anything. I didn't have the inventory for
Sure.
things like that coming out the box. I just made sure though that I took advantage of all the things offered through the company. I remember hitting my quick start bonuses, all 3 of them, without a problem. I kind of had like a little, a little script in my head that when I would meet people, I knew exactly what I would say, how I would say it, so aside from one-on-ones with people, I always made sure, whether it was a conversation or if it was a person I met at an event, even though I was selling product, I would never miss an opportunity to say, hey, what did I say at the time? It was something like, this opportunity may or may not be for you, but if you know someone who's looking, please, my business card and da 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 da. So, I had training that I got in the previous companies. Like I told you, I have some network marketing experience. I never did anything with them, but I learned I learned about the industry through what we call master distributors. These were our trainers in these companies. And these are multi-million-dollar earners. These are individuals like Eric Roray. I mean, I was somehow connected to him and his organization years ago. And, I would be on these calls with these people, and I would just absorb. And what I was able to do was transfer some of that information, that knowledge over to Pink Zebra. And so so I had some of the nuances going in.
Right.
But not direct selling.
But it sounds like you learned in network marketing, you learned how to ask the question. Like you learned, because I think a lot of times we miss that in direct sales. We think about selling the product and we forget to ask the question about the business side of it. So, at your events, is that where you got a lot of your recruits at different events?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did. 90% of my team was built from events. Which kind of actually, bit me in the butt as we moved on. I mean, we can talk about the transition because, at the time we weren't really talking about parties that much. Right. I mean, most of the people coming in were, we were all heavily doing, events and things like that. And since people typically do what you did when you met them, if I met all these people doing events and then they sponsor people when they did events and da. I mean, you almost have this cyclical effect in your downline of people just pretty much doing events. Now, I did have to learn to do parties because some of them did. So I remember posting. If you go to YouTube, you always see all these different parties. I mean, we did the best that we tried.
Right.
We tried. We tried. And I had to train these people. They were coming in so fast.
Right.
I just, man, it was wild and crazy back then, man.
Yeah, right, exactly. So did you have a method of training? Like, do you still, when people join your team, do you have a process that you take them through? Or do you rely more now on, like I rely more now on the Pink Zebra Academy and then just to connect with people. But, but I know there's some people that still, they have an entire process of, what they do when new people come in.
Right. As far as like right now, I wouldn't necessarily say, oh my God, so typically when someone comes in, I do try to stress the importance of getting them plugged into the team. So we do have a team group, I do try to make sure that there's a post that we have taped to the top that captured in that post that I need for them to make sure that they read. Like kind of like hey, tag your new recruit in this post. So when new people come in, they get tagged in that post. So that way it reminds them, hey, make sure you get added to the consultants corner. make sure, you do this, but I have the pictures there to capture whatever topic that I want all the new people to know about.
Yeah.
They'll just make it happen. I mean, you can't. I mean, I actually learned years ago from one of my trainers. It's easier to give birth than to raise the dead.
It's so true.
So you either get it or you don't. I mean, not everybody's coming in to make, that have the same vision as me or even the sponsor.
Yeah.
So you just kind of pray that hopefully they'll catch on, and otherwise, we typically lose them. It's faster than we can recruit them, but
absolutely,
it's all about, consistency.
Consistency is the biggest thing. It's absolutely. Well, so tell us then kind of a little bit about the journey then from, you mentioned a transition. What happened? Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You said that there was a little bit of a transition. So after you were involved and you were working your business, I mean, did you decide all of a sudden that, look, I can see director in my headlights, what prompted all that?
Right. Okay. So, all right. So after the first year, I'm like, wow, okay, the team is growing. I mean, I got a downline, and I mean, of course, that was blowing up, and then, but like I said, we were losing people as fast as we can recruit them, because remember at the time, Pink Zebra wasn't the Pink Zebra it is today.
No.
I mean, remember our back office was just like something out of the Stone Age.
Yeah.
I mean, we people, and a lot of times, events aren't really duplicatable. Right. After a while, you keep, coming up, with a couple of donuts at the end of the day. I'm sure your spouse is like, "Are you sure I can't keep having you taking money off the kitchen table and you're not putting back in what you lost or what you're, so it was hard. It was super hard. Mm-hmm. But I guess the only thing really keeping everybody going was me, because I was the only one really consistent, and showing up every day and training and posting and doing what I could to keep everyone believing. I think one of the things that, that really determines someone's ability to stay in when they don't believe themselves. I mean, you have to convince people that you have to believe me, jumping off doing this, or joining this company and quitting that, and then coming back to Pink Zebra or doing this. And I mean, I always stay focused on the grind. I mean, it is what it is. Yeah. So after the first year, I think I promoted, and then something crazy. I mean, that following year, I vividly remember, it must have been in March or April. I envisioned, I had already mapped out that I was going to promote to executive manager on Thanksgiving. I already knew that back in March of earlier in that year. I knew where I was going to be. I knew I was going to be taking my team to Hilton Head for the celebration. I could see the momentum shifting in my team. It just started, I don't know. It was just the craziest thing. I mean, so your visions and your words are powerful. Your I am statements are huge. The things that you feed into yourself is worthy, you guys. I mean, you're feeding in negative stuff, you're probably going to get negative energy back. So I always just stayed focused, and I just believed, and I promoted to executive manager in 2 years. Thanksgiving of that year. I'm sorry, of the following year. Yeah. And I was hooked. I mean, right. I knew I wasn't going anywhere.
You were in then.
Yeah, I was in then.
Yeah.
But it was a bumpy ride. I tell you, it's anything worth having, doesn't come easy. So I mean, I think people also need to realize that this is truly a journey, a personal development. I mean, you learn so much about yourself and how much endurance you have and your faith and just do I really have what it takes? And it's just you're never the same after doing a direct sales business.
No.
I mean, hopefully for the better, because you're going to be challenged. Yeah.
You're absolutely right. I mean, I had a really great career as well. And this has been so different, and it's been so rewarding and challenging at the same time. And my next question that I wanted to ask you was, how do you deal with challenge? And you kind of answered that, because the one thing that I truly believe is, regardless of what may be happening, it's all about how you react to it and what you do with that. So, we did have a lot of challenges there for a while, and we're having some now. There's no doubt we're having challenges now, but it's all a matter of, like, what are you doing to stay focused and stay positive and stay on the right path? So what kind of, like, when you hit a bump or when you have a challenge, what kind of things do you do to snap out of it?
I was also taught too, if your why isn't strong enough to make you cry, then you're probably not going to stick around long enough. So for me, the reason why I joined, it wasn't because, I wanted to make the $2,000, but it was because, I had just made a horrible financial decision years earlier in my career. And if I wanted to retire at the age of 53 or 54, I had to take control again. I mean, remember we had the recession had 2008. My company had, they were trying to get people off of the pension. I mean, I was guaranteed a lifetime income had I stayed with this particular plan. And they gave us a really rosy picture that if we switch our financial vehicle to a 401k, that things will be grand. And it was nothing but that. Okay, so I was all set to basically retire, in 2000 and maybe 25 or something like that, And then I didn't really understand the impact that decision made. So I could have done one or two things. I could have just continued to whine about it and, and suck it up and, and just whine, or I could have worked a part-time job alongside of my career to try to make up for the losses, which I don't work well part-time, any job.
Right.
I'm an entrepreneurial at heart. Or I can find something and make it work. And so whenever things became difficult for me, I never forgot why I joined the business. I never forgot. I still want to retire, on my terms. And I had already invested too much time in Pink Zebra to say, I'm done. Now, not to say, I didn't get, because there was a time in 2017. I fell into a depression, actually, and really not a good one. And some of it had to do with Pink Zebra. Okay, some of it was personal, but they both hit at the exact same time. So I got lost, and so I think all this to say is, we're not trying to say everyone who's a director, has something extraordinary than anyone else.
No.
We're going through the same bumps and grinds. It's just, are you gonna get back up? I mean, are you gonna get back? Oh my God, there were so many days I didn't think I was gonna get up.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and it's tough, and especially once you start to build a team, and then the team is relying on you, and I mean, it can get very overwhelming. I don't know what other word to think of right now, but so again, your mindset is like 100% you've got to be thinking about why you're doing this all the time.
Oh yes. Yeah. Oh my, because you have too many distractions.
Right.
I also, there's something else that, someone had shared, or did I make it up myself? I mean, y'all need to stop taking advice from broke friends.
Oh, exactly. That's such a good statement.
Golly, I mean, why are you all so? And one thing I've also learned in this business, I mean, there's just so many people that care about what other people think.
Yes.
I have never, come on now. I mean, we're all independent. Everyone is free to, work their business. What do I care? And so I've always just maintained focus. I never really got into these little cliques within Pink Zebra.
Right.
I always just stayed true to where I needed to be. So all of the issues and problems and people coming back about, she said this, or why can't I do this that way when she told me I couldn't, or he said this, read the damn manual.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, you're so right. And don't worry about what other people are doing unless they're breaking an absolute rule that's hurting people.
Right. So
turn in and move on.
Right.
Yeah, I am 100%
shelter.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what's interesting, I thought about this just today. It's so important who we associate with too, as far as being positive people, because whoever you associate with, you end up taking a lot of that on. And I think sometimes we think people are, because they're listening to us complain, so we think they're the right person to be talking to. When that's not what we really need. What we really need is somebody to go, okay, I heard what you said. Now get back on track. Like sometimes that person that just lets you go on and on and on and whine or whatever it is not the right person. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you need somebody that's going to be real and say, look, if you want to move ahead, you've got to stop. Like, stop doing that.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah. And I think a lot of it has to also do with people's self-confidence and self-esteem. I've never struggled with that. I'm an only child. I've always had to figure it out. Didn't never have anyone stealing from me or taking my toys and stuff, and never had to scrap and fight. I've always just entertained myself, just make it happen.
Right.
Just make it happen. And
that's right. You're absolutely right. In spite of. That's so right. I love some of the comments. So somebody said that's a hard job. Let's see, that's a hard job just trying to get them to believe in the company and themselves. This is when we were talking about it earlier. The biggest job when you have a lot of people. That is true. But again, consistency is key. If you continue saying the things and meaning them, being sincere, not just, blowing smoke, but really, I mean, even with all that is going on right now, and I know with the shipping and all that kind of stuff, I mean, I'm hearing it and I know it's hard and we're struggling, and the company did so amazing in August, which is great, but it also threw everything into like a tizzy. But I'm still, at the end of the day, you know what? I have so much faith in this company. I mean, I have so much faith. So that's what I got to keep saying is they're figuring it out, and we got to just let them figure it out.
That's right.
Let them figure it out. That's their thing. Let them figure it out. They will. I mean, they want nothing more than this company to succeed. So I'm not worried.
Yeah. I actually wrote an email message to my entire downline today, and it was kind of like what we're just saying. Like, hey, the company is, I mean, business is booming, and things are right in the world, in spite of, we're getting it right here. I mean, we may be going through shipping issues, and we may be, having some turbulent weather here, but my God, the 300% growth. I mean, overnight in a pandemic.
Right. That's it. In a pandemic.
Yeah. And it's funny because I even said, and I don't think Tom is taking, I think Tom is grinding his foot on the accelerator where most CEOs, they probably back off of momentum. Yeah. We have been waiting to be in momentum. I mean, this is the time, where you've got to stay on course, because this is where the millionaires where lives are truly changed forever. I mean, can you imagine?
No.
You know, you look at Mary Kay and Ava. I mean, they're all struggling now, but you know, I mean, but what if you had been there with them, you know, when they were going through their transition? I mean, a lot of these people are, you know, they're gainfully employed, you know, they're set for life.
Yeah.
We're in something so early, you guys, right?
Right. We really
it's
are.
exciting. I'm
It is.
excited. I love Tom's. I love how I just love how he is just, I mean, I felt like we're just on this yacht and we're just bumping him up, but he is speeding through.
Well, when he gives us a challenge of talking to 10 people, I'm like, you know, mind blowing, because you're right. He's still got his foot on the accelerator.
He does.
Let's go. We're gonna do this.
We are going. We are going. So I told him, y'all better hold on because things are going to be super exciting. So I think a lot of it too is how we, you know, I think we have to frame it in such a way, you know, that people see the other side of things. You know, I mean, otherwise you're going to get so caught up in all of this crap. I mean, so, okay, I'm sorry your stuff is broke and chipped and cracked and things like that. But, you know, we can patch that up. You know, we're getting through that. You know, it's a process. But,
right.
You know, just put on your customer service hat and make it happen. I mean, you whining about, you know, the stuff, I don't think it's hurting it's hurting you. I mean, if people are looking at you, you know.
100%. Whether if you say something about it on Facebook or you're even just, you know, telling anybody on the team, I mean, any of that stuff, it's just not, it's not good. It's like, okay, do a trouble ticket and fix it. Like, we just gotta, there's just too much going on. I've got a good friend who's in another company that's very successful, but their main product, like it would be our sprinkles, they are out of stock for months. Like they don't even know when. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh. I mean, that would be horrible. I mean, I just can't even. So we are so fortunate. We really are.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. But yeah, I mean, you know, I think that also helped me believe is because, you know, I'm not sure, you know, I would, at one point I was doing almost every rally here in Atlanta, you know, when Kobe was with us. I mean, I was doing 3 rallies a year for 3, 4, 5 years straight, you know, or he was flying me to California to do the rallies or wherever. So, you know, I've always been present, you know, or I've always been here.
Yeah.
Huh?
You're plugged in. You're plugged in.
Yeah.
I noticed that that there are people that just kind of like they'll come back and ask questions, but it's because they're not plugged in. It is so imperative that you stay connected. I mean, doing the rallies and all that is awesome, but even as a consultant, just to watch the rally, like watch the trainings, do all of that kind of stuff. Because man, if you're not plugged in, you just kind of lose the.
Oh yeah, you will. You know, I learned also, you know, you build on events from events. So anytime, you know, you qualify to be at an event, or, you know, you get asked, you know, to show up for reunions, or, because that's where we feed that belief through the synergy that we create during these bonding opportunities. So, you know, when you go, like I've had consultants, you know, for their first year, finally going to a reunion. I mean, their whole perspective is forever changed. Right. You know, so y'all have to make sure you get to rallies, you get to reunions, you stay connected, you know, because you're going to hear all of this noise just in your own personal space that, you know, you're going to get. And then don't forget why you joined. Very important, you know? So it's almost like putting blinders on. Like I say, I don't know what it's like, you know, having a large family, you know, always present and around, you know, and catering and doing all that stuff. So I don't know, but there's a lot of y'all who do it, and you guys are doing fine, you know? So, you know, you make it happen.
You make it. I mean, that's what I love about this business. I say this all the time, but you work it however you want to work it. The key is working it, like making sure that you're doing something every day that can benefit your business or benefit you,
Right.
because you don't want to go a long stretch without doing anything, because what you do
Uh-huh.
today is going to benefit you down the road, you know.
Sure.
So, I
Yeah.
mean, it's just a constant consistency is the key word
Mm-hmm.
of it
Mm-hmm.
all.
Oh yeah.
So let me ask you a question. This is kind of a little bit of a different question, but
Uh-huh.
what is your favorite part about your business?
Mm. Let me see.
I should have
Wow.
prepped you for
My
that one.
favorite part of,
That's a
of,
tough
of my
question.
business things,
Yeah, of your specific business, like what is your favorite thing?
okay. Well, all right. So I'm going to say within the last 90 days, parties. I'm living for parties.
You like parties now. Oh my
I
God.
love parties. I tell people all the time, if I could do a do-over, I would have done parties when I first joined. Man,
Right,
I'm missing out on so much fun and
right.
it's my hostesses, being able to, I have a system, a script, similar to Krista's, but a little bit different.
Yeah,
But I took the frame of it,
right.
and then, done some things but, and connecting with these women, who love home fragrances and they're entrusting me to guide them. Like I say, I'm dating y'all. I'm dating you. We're dating.
We're
And it's
dating.
my court you for these next weeks, to love on you and to give you some little goals that you can strive for, and to see these hostesses, follow and believe. And, then then they're introducing me to their friends and their moms and aunts and girlfriends, and we're just having a great, I feel like I'm a captain on a yacht, and I'm just maneuvering this,
Yeah,
and they're trusting me, as we navigate the water.
that is so awesome.
Waters, and I find that to be so. Uh-oh. Ooh, okay, am I still there?
Yeah, you're still there. What happened? The power?
We got some bad coming through I don't know, some bad weather, but I'm okay right now.
Oh,
Yeah. So anyway, so I just so that is just so amazing to me. I love that.
yeah.
I can't wait. I wish I could do parties, and I'm only been doing virtual parties. I'm taking baby steps,
Yeah.
baby steps with this, but I love that.
That is cool.
I love social.
Do you do home parties, or will you once the whole pandemic is over with?
Am I going to continue to do parties?
Well, no. Do you think you'll do home parties? Do you do any home parties?
Yes, because I mean, look, I think about it. When you're doing events and things like, I mean, it's just, I mean, it's so time consuming doing events.
Mhm.
I mean, it takes a lot of energy and time. I mean, I can, and money, there's no guarantee, you're going to get that money back. And I'm finding, sending out samples, to 15 to 20 guests, it's a fraction of what I would be, if I was paying for a vendor fee.
Yep.
And
That's
then
it.
I'm getting people into my VIP groups, and I'm constantly keeping what we call in the network industry my pipeline full. The
That's
only
right.
thing getting in the way of me like doing like 20 parties, is the fact that I do work. I mean, I'm a library manager, 25-year career. I'm not giving that up. The
Yeah.
idea to have multiple streams of income.
Yeah.
Well, I once was told if you have 7 streams of income, you'll be a millionaire. So, I
Yeah.
love my job. I love my career. And Pink Zebra is a great compliment to all of that. So, ideally, I will continue to ride this party train as long as I can, as long as I can.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, that
Mm-hmm.
is awesome. Yeah, virtual parties, I tell you, it's changed the scope of everything. So
Mm-hmm.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
That and then the punch cups and all those other fun little games and things that people have come up with. So
Right. Right. Lots of opportunities now during this pandemic. I mean, like I say, me promoting to director. that wasn't even on my radar at that moment. I knew it would probably happen maybe in October, November. I sure didn't see it coming in May. And then, but like I say, that was an amazing bonus to, to this situation, that we've been, with the coronavirus, stuff like that.
Right.
And then making these changes. I don't think I would even be doing parties right now if it wasn't for the coronavirus. I think I would still be in that grind of trying to set up and sell and talk, which is fine. But I'm really liking this other route.
Yeah. Yeah. It is kind of interesting how it's changed things, and it's almost been a blessing in some of those areas. So, yeah, I totally agree. I do miss the events just because I only do a few a year, but I miss them because there were certain people that I would see that knew we were there. So they would come and, they would just, I don't know. I just like that interaction too, but I like working all the different ways. I just think it's awesome that we have so many different ways we can do things.
Right. And just, I wanted to shout out to my team. These girls are just, I love them. I care so deeply about my team. There's something I've always done. I've always led from behind. I try to push from the back. Not trying to lead. And pull and yank people. But you encourage them, you push them, you prod them, and these ladies. It's been great to meet all these wonderful people, but to be able to grow with them and seeing them, mature along. And of course, me as well, we're all just fumbling and going through it together, and hopefully systematically, not just recklessly, just falling into places. But to see some of these girls are bad. I mean, they are sharp. I mean, better than me. I was just blessed to learn from some of these women. The whole business. You guys are just so awesome.
They're all saying they love you.
I love. Oh, okay. I can't really see the comments.
Yeah.
And I have to make this little plug too. Also being an African American woman, in the business, that not everybody looks like me, and that's fine. But so maybe that's been a little extra. It's funny. I remember my mom and they all went to a reunion. And how they bring us all up on the stage. And I never really see that I'm different from at that time, all the executive managers, So, one of them I mentioned, oh my God, Tara's the only little chocolate bunny up there, and I never even gave it any thought.
Right.
But hey, if this empowers women of color, hey, look, if anybody can do this, man, yeah, you can do it. You can be different. You can be in your own lane, whether it's economics or color or work ethic. I mean, be your own person and just focus on the goal. And you can do this.
100%. I love that. That is awesome. Yeah. Let me see what other people are saying. Let's say somebody's saying that their favorite part is also the people in the business. Definitely the people. I'm ready to start doing parties. Events are hard. Yeah, they are. They do take a lot of muscle. That's for sure. They're saying they love you. We love you. You sound like an amazing leader. I love knowing you. Oh,
thank you.
Awesome. And that you inspire them. So.
Oh, wow.
Awesome. It's funny. You've always inspired me. I feel like there's a lot of people that I just kind of watch from afar because the team is huge. And there's just so many people in the business, but I've always watched you from afar, and I've always, I don't know, you just always make me smile because you've got this skip to your step, and there's definitely there's a sense of pride that you carry. And I just find that confidence really, I don't know. It's beautiful. I don't know how else to say it.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I was so excited.
My mom. She poured a lot into me. Awesome. And my dad too. But my mom, she's been there from jump, obviously. So,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it helps having mothers especially that are very because my mother's always been a career woman and she's been very involved. And it was never even a question of if you're going to do something, you do it 110%. I mean, that's just not even, that's never been a question. And so I appreciate mothers like that. So awesome.
Yeah. She's one thing she's, all right. So the first year, I mean, like I said, I was all about, 10, 15 events, getting them booked, staying focused. I have my goals. I knew I need to talk to, if I wanted to recruit, I had to talk to at least 200 people a month. 10% of the people might join. I had it all down, only like 3 or 4 or 5% may stay. So I got to keep the pipeline full. And she was like, well, Terra, if I have any chance of hanging out with you, I guess I better join the business with you. And
so funny.
So she did.
She did. I love it.
Yeah. So she's been with me, the last 5 years. Let's see, 7 years now. It'll be 8 years come December.
That is so cool.
Mm-hmm.
That is so cool. I'm not sure who said this. Only because it doesn't show unless they're a BeLive user, but it said somebody else saw you one day and fell in love with your spirit as well. So I think that might be Deborah Level that said that, but
yeah.
But you just have a confidence about you that, and just a super loving spirit that you can just tell you love what you do and you're happy doing it. So I love that.
Awesome.
I cannot wait to hear about I don't know when they're going to start making the director trips, when they're going to start scheduling those, but I can't wait to make your trip. And when you're in Houston, if you're not busy on that second night, Dwayne and I would love to take you to dinner. So
woo! You got it. I love to drink too. So
good. All right, there we go.
Great.
Yeah.
Anybody have any questions or anything? Nothing. No one's posted anything. We're fine. We're good.
I think they've just enjoyed what you've shared. So, does anybody have any questions before we're done?
Okay.
I don't see anything just yet. And I think okay, so if you could give one piece of advice before we end this to any consultant out there that is maybe struggling or, just feeling blah right now, like what would your advice be? I should have prompted you with these questions.
I know. It's funny because, in my team, I mean, I'm constantly, pouring into these ladies, So now I'm like, what do I say? What do I do? Y'all believe in Tom. Believe in Tom. Believe in his vision.
Yeah.
Believe because, we may not know all the answers. And maybe he doesn't even know either. But he's a smart guy, y'all. He ain't gonna just up and leave us, and know that you are a part of something so amazing. I mean, people would die to be in your position and being on an opportunity. So, we're still a baby when you kind of think. We're getting our steps. We're nowhere near an Amway or anything like that.
No.
So what's coming down the pipe? It's just all we're already going through momentum.
Yes.
And it just snuck up on us super fast.
Right. That's true.
You just have to just believe, stay the course, keep doing what you're doing. I mean, well, I guess if it's not working, then tweak it and change it. But God, don't give up. You just can't quit.
Right.
You just can't quit. Find your lane. Just get good at something. Get if it's just mastering virtual parties, and get really good at doing the best virtual parties. If you want to really, go into punch cups or whatever these people are, get really good at one thing. Just learn one and just get really good at that.
That is,
you don't be a jack of all trades. Just master something and just stay consistent with that.
Yes. That was great advice. You did awesome. I didn't even have to prompt you with those questions. That was amazing. Best advice ever. So this is actually, this is going to be recorded. So I saved it. I'll be sure to post it in the group. They may see it in the group already once it uploads itself. But either way, I'll make sure I post it as well. Because this was so good, Terra. You are such an inspiration. And I got chill bumps. you lit a fire under me even, and I had a fire already lit. So
I know, right? Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate
no,
that.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you going live with us and sharing, and that was amazing. So
Yeah.
yeah,
All right. All
thank
right. Thank you so much, Dana.
All right. You have a great evening.
All right. You
Have a
too.
great
Bye-bye.
month. Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.